What's up you guys, Garrett here, back again with another video. And today I want to talk about categories, selling in different categories on Amazon, different kind of things you should be aware of as an Amazon seller or an aspiring Amazon seller to kind of keep you out of trouble and potentially losing money. If you're new to the channel, my name is Garrett. I'm a full-time Amazon FBA seller. I've been selling on Amazon for 3 years. I make content about business, e-commerce, and things of that nature. So if you're interested in those type of topics, be sure to hit that subscribe button. So the reason for me making this video is there's different categories on Amazon, right? We all know there's grocery, there's electronics, there's clothing, there's health and wellness, there's scientific industrial, there's automotive. There's tons of different categories of products that you can actually sell in on Amazon. But there are a few different categories that you're gonna want to avoid and different types of products. Not specifically avoid them, but some things you're gonna wanna know so you can be cautious in how you're purchasing your products, how much you're paying for them, just so you guys can kind of work these things into your margins up front before you go out and make a potential bad investment on some products. Now, the two categories I really wanna talk about in this video are electronics and clothing, shoes, all in that category. And you're probably thinking, why are you talking about electronics, about clothing? These are some of the high ticket products on Amazon that you can get into, the different niches, however you want to say it. But there's tons of different products you can sell, so why are you telling us to be aware of selling in these categories? Number one reason you guys need to be careful selling in the electronics and the clothing and shoes type of categories is the return rate is so high in these categories. Now on things like grocery, you're gonna get virtually no returns. In most other categories, you're looking at a 1 to 2% return rate on the high end. But with electronics and clothing, shoes, things like that, I've had return rates of up to 15%. On average, I have a lot of experience in the clothing, selling shoes and clothes. On a typical month, I have a 10 to 15% return rate on all units sold. Okay, so to kind of break down those numbers for you, for every 100 pairs of shoes I sell, I typically get 15 returned back to me. Now, you're probably thinking, shoes, they sell super quick. But the thing is when you're working on a 15% return of the amount of volume you're doing, that really significantly eats into your margin. So if you're going out and getting into these categories, electronics, it's good to know beforehand, before you go and make an investment into products, that hey, I can expect about 10% of the items are gonna get returned. A lot of them can get resold, but you're just gonna have to break down, okay, what happens if it can't get resold on Amazon? How am I going to get rid of these products, and how that all factors in? Who am I gonna have take on the returns, list them on maybe eBay? So there's a lot of more expenses that come with just the pure returns in these categories that you need to be aware of. Also guys, these categories tend to be kind of competitive. I know specifically like shoes and things like that, if you're doing retail arbitrage, very, very competitive, like Nike shoes, Nike clothing. Prices tank, so by the time, let's say you're working on a 40% ROI, after the 15% returns, might be able to sell some of them back on Amazon, but you're getting hit with all these return fees, all these different things that come into play. You have to think, is it really worth me risking all this money into all these products? Is it worth the man hours it takes to prep, source, and do all these different things? Is it worth the risk? With electronics, you might have some that don't work. Can you return them back to the manufacturer if they don't work? Do they have warranties? How is this all gonna work? So these are things you guys need to be thinking about before going and diving into these categories. I'm not saying do not sell in these categories, right? But I'm saying be aware that there's a very high return policy and kind of factor that into your margin beforehand. Because if you're saying, okay, I'm gonna go spend 10 grand, if I make 40% return on that money, it's gonna end up with 14 grand. Well, after 15% returns, you might only have 500, $1,000 of that profit left over after all your returns. So make sure you know what you're doing, do your research, maybe test the waters a little bit with these categories if you want to get into them before going out and spending a ton of money. But yeah, guys, I just want to make this video, make you guys aware. I'm sure it will help some of you out a ton. I know people always want to sell shoes, electronics, all that type of stuff. Before you do, if you're working on limited amount of money, just know these categories aren't the best when it comes to flipping your money quickly, return on investment, and things of that nature. So again, guys, that's all I have for you in this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like on this video. It helps me get my videos pushed out and helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm, so I'd greatly appreciate it. That's gonna wrap it up for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.